So our fourth storyteller tonight is Charlie Ritchie. He is a fellow P&Gite, so go Procter buy Tide and help his retirement stock, please. So he retired from P&G. He's been living on Mingo for the past 30 years. He works as a consultant now in the tech startup in the robotic space, and his story is the Great Madeira Hurricane of 2008.
Just wondering about focal length and gotta get the microphone. I can do it all. You're right. Charlie Ritchie, the Great Hurricane. If anyone was here or in Cincinnati or especially Madeira back in 2008, you all remember the name Ike and Hurricane Ike. So that hit us all. As you remember, the power went out for 3 or 4 days for most of us. And it was fun for a couple days and not so fun maybe by the third day. And I remember my lovely wife who's here and our super gregarious neighbor, Patty. And raise your hand if you don't know Patty Cochran. She's everywhere. But the two of them went out on like day 3 when everyone's, freezers were thawing, meat is going bad, and spoiling meat is a great motivator. And they said, hey, come to our driveway. We will have grills out and we will make whatever meat you bring us hot. And so that was it was just a fun day. It's a great story. We had a lot of laughs. And I think then that could be like the end of the story. But in a way, I think it was actually the beginning of the story. And the part that was made it special is we put up, I don't know, I assume Natalie, because she's smarter, but put a tablet of paper out and said, hey, put your name, your email, maybe a phone number, if you're interested in doing something more like this. And so that's how we get and to me, Ike was like a benchmark in my life about when our neighborhood became more of a community. And so that was a fun event, of course. And then based on that email list and then running around with email lists and paper flyers, we've done a whole bunch of other things. So I'm on Charlie Ritchie as a reminder, and I'm on North Mingo, and kind of the North and South Mingo and Shawango kind of form a community. And we have a Timberlanian who's honorary member back there, I see. And so we call ourselves the Shamingoans or Shamingonistas, and I've come up with about a dozen of those kind of names. But let me tell you about some of the things we've done, kind of, with that email list, but also with this burgeoning sense of community. So the first one is like block party. It's a staple, right? And ours were always good. I think but it's like these things went on till past midnight. I mean, it's fun. We got movies for the kids, and it's a real thing. And especially Shawango, as you may know, is a bit of a cut through. And so we have these block parties, and all these people showed up because they were having fun in their backyards, but now they're having fun, front yards or at the block party. So one special event was Ed Sams, whose dad, he's from Madeira. His dad grew up here too, I think. Always had the story of when they used to have soapbox derbies. And I believe Tom said it's down Euclid, right? The police would block traffic both directions, and the kids would fly down on their soapbox buggies, whatever, go-karts. And anyway, so we wanted to recreate that. South Mingo had just been paved, nice and smooth. And so we said, let's do it. So we had kind of here's the kit, you go buy it, Harbor Freight, to make sure everyone has kind of the same vehicle. And some people got it who dress your cart up silly was really the idea. Occasionally, some people were really trying to win, but basically it was how fast did the kid behind you push was the differentiator on who won. Lots of scrapes, lots of bruises, and no broken bones and no lawsuits. So huge success. Soapbox Derby, recommend it. Wear a helmet. Then the other thing that's kind of substantial, we always do every Thursday in summertime, we have Thirst Day. It sounds like Thursday, but it serves an extra T, or Thirsty Thursday. So we get together and we kind of have a sign-up sheet, and someone takes a given Thursday, signs up for this date, that date, the next date, and we pretty much in our Shamingo loop have a Thursday 6:30 happy hour, and it kind of goes until it stops. And that's been a great source. I'm always surprised, do people still show up for this? And yes, they do. We put a sign out in the front yard in case you don't have an email, whatever, but then sign in the front yard, and that announces it, say, on Monday to get there on Thursday, and the next host, takes it home with them for the next week. So it's been a great tradition. Other thing we've done is the tie-dye parties, the Wagners. I don't know if anyone knows the Wagners on North Mingo, but they had a uncle in New Mexico, I think a professor, who always had tie-dye parties. So they wanted to recreate that tradition here in Madeira. And so they have a tie-dye party every year, and it takes a ton of effort from them. They put up, man, it's a real ton of work, but a great sense of community. You're kind of crafting something most people have never done before, and it's a sense of fun. And there's a lot of tie-dye on in the Shamingo area. So, oh yeah, and a more somber note, we had a neighbor was going through really life-threatening. He was could die. So his wife sent a note to everyone, please pray for my husband, keep him in your prayers, thoughts. Of course, food trains get going and just words of concern and hugs for her and now good news, he's fine and ridiculously fine. He's never stops doing yard work. So that's anyway, so it's a great vehicle for that sense of community and care. And now back to hurricanes. Hurricane hit, I forget what years, I think I wrote them down here, but hurricane hit Houston in focal length, 19. And then remember the tornadoes really decked Western Kentucky. A couple times I've just sent a note out to our group, said, hey, it's Monday and I'm going to go to Matthew 25 Ministries. Here's the list of things they'll bring if you bring it. So Monday goes by, nothing. Tuesday, nothing. I come home Wednesday, oh my gosh, my pickup truck could barely make it. We could barely haul it all both times. So it's just really great sense of folks in our neighborhood. So, one that's like the pumpkins. We have some neighbors who just quietly go around every 4th of July, and you almost got to find out who they are. They walk around with their kids in a wagon full of American flags and just post them in front of every single driveway. It just quietly. They don't ever ask for contributions or credit or acclaim, but they do that every year. That's great. And the thing that I've kind of outsourced to the next generation, a lot of these things we've just talked about, but one thing I still like doing is Christmas caroling. So we do it usually the Saturday oh, you're taking my idea. I saw that.
We have it.
Oh, you're doing it. Oh, okay. Okay, good.
That's too.
Okay.
I didn't know there was anybody else
Yeah.
did it because it's so old-fashioned.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So we used to do the really old-fashioned where we walk around the neighborhood, and then we eventually realized no one's answering the door, and then COVID hit, and it's really no one's answering the door. And then one year was super duper cold, so let's have the heaters and the fire pits going, and we'll stay warm. So we've kind of gone from a roving caroling to just in our driveway. And to me, it's usually about roughly almost the darkest day of the year, December 20 something. And it really brightens the day, it brightens my mood, kicks off the Christmas season for us. So, I've outsourced or I've kind of passed on the baton to a lot of people, but that's one I'm keeping it for a while. So close by, our email list is not all about the list, but it's 200 people. Most of them are the Shamingo folks, but we've got people from all over who've moved away or just have always just been friends and are always invited back. My wife and I, when we walk the loop, if I come back in 15 minutes, I didn't bump into anybody. If I come back in 45, she asks, who'd you see and what's new with them? So, and one other thing is this kind of, in our Thirsty Thursday email, I've always put this little quote at the bottom of it, and it's from Winston Churchill, and it says, we shape our dwellings, and afterwards our dwellings shape us. And I thought that's a great way. You put the effort into your community will reward you by helping shape that positive feedback will definitely come back to you. So lastly, I bet apparently a lot of other neighborhoods know they have a great neighborhood, but I think some folks are probably doing the wave. Here comes the blue van. I just waved to them. I don't know anything about them. But don't wait for a hurricane to smack in your neighborhood to find out you also have great neighbors. So that's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Charlie. I think I can reasonably say that driveway full of grills cooking all the meat is probably the best smelling house in the history of Madeira. So we know it was 2008 on Mingo. A couple nuggets for me I've taken away. As the chair of public works, I need to make sure our paving spec allows for soapbox derbies. I'll look into that. I don't know what that entails exactly, but critical safety feature there. And then second, when I'm up for election, make sure to canvass Mingo on Thursday night. So you will see me on Thursday night, knocking on the doors and making sure to spend a little extra time at the happy hour location. So I got very actionable nuggets from Charlie for me.